Bills fans, this was the most tedious, most agonizing wait for a draft I have ever endured. I just wanted to get that off my chest before I continue with this video. The crescendo was building for weeks and months. We all knew a quarterback was coming. We just didn't know which one it was. Was it Marone's quarterback from Syracuse, Nassib? Was it the former could have been, should have been #1 pick when the season started, Barkley? Was it the upstart beginning of the college football season, Geno Smith? Those are the names floated around there, but at the end of the day, it ended up being E.J. Manuel from Florida State. One thing held true again: no first-round pick that Buddy Nix has ever made as Buffalo Bills GM hasn't walked through the doors at One Bills Drive. EJ was one of those guys, and they liked what they saw. He's a guy that started climbing up the boards kind of late within the last, say, couple of weeks. He was saw as a top end of the top end of the second round. The Bills were prudent. They waited. They held their ground. They traded back, acquired another 2, swapped the 3, acquired a 7th. They got 2 more picks, and they get their quarterback, E.J. Manuel. Looking at it all now, piecing it together, I had predicted it was going to be Barkley originally, obviously Geno Smith, and this is the draft. As we saw, a lot of things happen. Who would have saw some of the picks that had happened? It was crazy. But back to the quarterback. You put together Nix, you put together Whaley, the ideal size, the measurables, the ability to make plays with his legs. In terms of, I think, moving more to throw as opposed to running, he's a big guy, so a DB or a safety is going to have to eat their Wheaties to want to go out on the edge and tackle this guy when he's got his shoulder down. That's going to be interesting to see. I personally see him more between a Ben Roethlisberger and a Cam Newton. He drew a lot of comparisons to Cam Newton because of his size. I kind of see him in between. He's not as smooth a runner as Cam. He's more of a big runner. Like, he's more apt to put his shoulder down and just run you over. But they like the arm. There's the big arm. He's got the big size, the height. He's a broad shoulder guy. Put on a hell of a show in the sports science video. So we'll see. I mean, he was the guy at the Senior Bowl who drew all the raves. He was definitely the best guy, the best quarterback there. Played in some big games at Florida State. Being a Florida guy, now, I was always go and knock him for that Florida game. But looking back at it, he shouldn't have been put back in that game after he was hit and rattled, because after that play, he was out of series, and then his play just went into the tank. He was not there in his head. But looking back, looking back, Christian Ponder was a guy the Bills liked. You can ask any Bills fan I spoke to. They will tell you I said E.J. Manuel was a better prospect than Christian Ponder. Christian Ponder was a guy that the Bills targeted in 11, ended up going 12th overall to the Minnesota Vikings. They thought he was going to be there, top of the second round where they were picking. Instead, 2 years later, they get his heir apparent at Florida State, E.J. Manuel. Again, a guy I said, made no bones about it, I felt like he was a better pro prospect than Christian Ponder, hands down. The Bills got great value for the pick. The trade was awesome. They got a quarterback that they feel brings a dynamic to the offense that they haven't had since Jim Kelly. A guy that's got the size, he's got the arm, he's definitely as good an athlete as I can ever recall them having at the position. I don't recall the Bills ever having a combination of athletic ability and size at that position. That's why the excitement for me is when a play breaks down, he's able to get outside the pocket with his legs and make those big plays downfield when coverages break down. When they see this guy running, coverages tend to DBs are peeking in the backfield looking at the quarterback, and playing safety, rover linebacker in high school. I'll tell you that was something that if you do that and you're playing a kid that can throw the football or run, he can burn you both ways. And I think the Bills see the way this league is with the evolution of it, with Russell Wilson, with Colin Kaepernick, guys of that nature. Just I think they like him because he's bigger, and if he does need to run, his body is built to handle that pounding that he might endure doing that running. So here we go, Bills fans. We officially have our quarterback of the future, E.J. Manuel from Florida State. Like it or hate it, it is what it is. I'm glad it's a quarterback. I'll be honest with you. I'm just glad it's not Ryan Nassib. I that was the one guy that I had. It was just like a no go for me. A no go because how it looked. It just doesn't. It's not palatable having Marone. Then you've got Hackett. Then you've got the whole Syracuse connection, and then there's Nassib. It tastes like day old milk. It's just like it's just a big circle of friends that I don't like. I don't like that whole dynamic. I want there to be competition. I want there to be an element of edge. I want my quarterback to have an edge. I don't want the guy going in there thinking he's going to start. This guy better start day one. So Kevin Kolb, Travaris Jackson, get your clipboard ready because that's what you're going to be doing. Anyway, Bills fans, this is an exciting day. This is an historic day. The first time the Buffalo Bills have ever used their first overall pick to draft the quarterback, E.J. Manuel. And, we've got Tom Brady getting up there in age. Got the Miami Dolphins, Tannehill didn't blow the doors off anybody. He threw 12 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. But Trent Edwards numbers right there. Jets still have Sanchez. They went defense both picks. I say this division's wide open, and let's go get it. All right, Bills fans, be back with round 2 tomorrow, where the Bills hold 2 picks, and in the 3rd round. So we'll be looking at 3 new Buffalo Bills tomorrow. Definitely exciting time, and I can finally sleep, relax. I can go to the gym and work out, not worry about who this pick is going to be. Just no Ryan Nassib. Nothing against you, Ryan. You look like a great guy, speak eloquently, but I'm kind of done with Ryan's at quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. It's time to move on to EJ. Take care, guys.